What is going on? How's everybody doing today? My name is Shug. I used to say Suge Knight 323, but I'll just say Suge from now on because it's too much. I hope everyone's having a great day. I am here with some fellow reactors, and we are going to be talking about the singles Ultimate Schmoedown tournament. Uh, that the bracket was just released. It was released a couple days ago, but I think Christian officially released it today on Twitter. So we're going to talk about those matches. We're going to talk who we think is going to win, who we give some predictions out. But I want to introduce some new faces. I know you're used to seeing C2A, you're used to seeing POV, LGR, Spin from the Rail, but these are some new people in the space doing reactions for Schmoedown. So I wanted to introduce them. So first, I want to start off with the man in the middle, Ben from Euro Schmoes. How you doing today, Ben?
Hey, good, thanks, and you?
Doing good. How's your day going?
It's been a rough day, but it's night time here, so just glad to be on this show and to speak Schmoedown. It's a relief, and it's nice to talk with like-minded people.
Awesome. Yeah, we're gonna definitely talk some Schmoedown. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you. To the right corner is Mr. Eli
McKeag.
McCaig. I should know what a keg is because I used to drink out of it all the time. How you doing today, sir?
I am doing great. I am so glad to be on the show. Talk about Schmoedown, help Galaxy Geeks' voice get heard. And yeah, this is just a great opportunity to talk about the Schmoedown and talk about the bracket. Luke and I have been wanting to do a bracket breakdown, and so being able to do it with other like-minded Schmoedown people, it's great to do it.
So thank you for being here, Eli. And to the right bottom is Mr. Luke. How you doing today, sir?
I'm doing very well. Thank you for having us on the show. We have absolutely loved your channel, and being able to express our channel has been a great thing. So thank you so much.
No problem. Thank you for the support, and make sure everybody that's watching that you go and support all these channels. Euro Schmoes, Galaxy Geek. They have some great content out there. New voices to talk about Schmoedown. So that's the awesome part. And then to the left, I mean, this man don't needs the introduction. I don't even think his name should be ASG anymore. It should just be Hot Take because he's got some of the hottest takes out there. Mr. ASG Andrew, how you doing today, sir?
I was like, I'm not even sure if you'd call me a reactor. I just freelance wherever,
That is very true. You are a freelancer. That's very true. Thank you all for joining us today, coming and hanging out. I wanted to do this for two reasons. One is I'm tired of talking to Matt and Chris about Schmoedown. I need people to talk about. And two, like I said before, I wanted to get your guys' voices out there. You guys are all new shows. Obviously, ASG, he's been around for a minute, but Euro Schmoes and Galaxy Geeks are very new to the reaction space. And so I really wanted to get their opinions on, Schmoedown and hear what they got to say. Because I do watch all their shows when I am able to, and their reactions. Luke, you had some great reactions, I believe, with your wife or girlfriend.
If I'm my wife. That's my wife.
Okay. Yeah, you guys have been doing some great reactions on just shows and everything. So I definitely wanted to see what yours and Eli's opinions are on Schmoedown. So that's why I reached out to you guys to get you on here. So yeah, we're gonna talk about it and and have some fun with it. It's gonna be exciting because we got some huge matchups. There may be a little bit of spoilers if you have not seen recent matches or anything like that with singles, so there may be some spoilers. We do apologize, but that's just the nature of the beast. And so let's get into it. So I'm going to bring up the bracket. I'm not going to take us off screen because I don't feel like doing all that. So we're going to go over here. Is the bracket right here. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit. Hold up. I should have had this ready before. I'll try something real quick. 1 second.
You should see the tech issues I have to deal with before we even start our show. Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah.
Okay, that's better. Okay.
I'm actually glad to see the background of this. What being the engineer of our show, I never see being a guest.
That's it. All right. So here we go. So we're gonna go over each quad. And and like I said, there are going to be spoilers. So if you haven't watched the matches, we do apologize, but it's the only way we're going to be able to predict the outcomes and everything like that we think. So let's go with the obvious quadrant I want to start off with, just because they were on our show. They did a big old promo. It was great. It was awesome. And we're going to start right here with Ben Bateman versus Paige for Brady. Okay, that
Not gonna lie, I'm a little salty y'all were able to interview him. That was a great interview.
Yeah, that was.
He look at Ben Bateman. Whatever you think of him as a player or whatever, the man cares about the Schmoedown, and he comes on shows.
yeah.
Oh, somebody want to do that. He comes on shows and he talks about it, and he's about that Schmoedown life. If you watch backstage and how much he is into it, it's a really great thing. He's a real good ambassador for Schmoedown. I love talking to him. So it was great, and when it happened, it was none of that was scripted. Anything. It was all off the cuff. So you're talking about two great performers in Ben Bateman and Paige for Brady. It was really good stuff. I laughed my ass off the whole time, and I keep watching it just to laugh because they just go at each other. But let's start off with that match. I mean, look, Ben Bateman. I said it a couple of times that I feel he needs to get to the finals of the singles tournament, teams tournament, to have a successful year or win a belt. He has not been able to do that. Now we're in tournament season. Ben Bateman, we all know for him, it's tournament season is where he thrives. But he's gonna be playing against somebody that called him out in Paige for Brady. Yep. So obviously we saw Ben Bateman beat Perry, Paige beat Jader. What are your guys' thoughts on this match? And I'll start with you, Luke.
My thoughts on this is, for one, Ben has been playing excellent this year. He's had a few stumbles, but I feel like Ben is playing great. Paige is a scary player this year. Her first match was a loss, but since then she has played better and better every time. I could see an upset, but I'm going to take the safe bet and go Ben.
I completely understand taking the safe bet with Ben Bateman, you know, who has won the championship, won tournaments. So it's really not a safe bet. It's like this is the most logical choice, but there's always a chance of upset. ASG, what about you, sir?
Well, to kind of combine the whole bracket, I definitely agree that Ben needs to make the Final Four to have a successful season. I'm not sure if I'm ready to say he has to make it to the finals or win to have a successful season. And the extra reason why I'm saying that is, looking at the whole corner, he's going to be playing a rookie and then a rookie. And it just isn't a good look, even if they're undefeated, great playing rookies, to lose to rookies. So that's another reason why you have to say that Ben kind of needs to get out of this quadrant.
For sure. Completely understand. I'm sorry. Someone was going to say something?
Oh, and I was also just going to say I'll beat New York for the next match.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, man.
Lucky you. Ben, why don't you give us your thoughts?
Okay. So I don't know whether to go with my head or my heart, but I'm going to go with my head this time and say I think Ben won't have this in the bag, but he's definitely going to have a rough match. But I think Paige will take him to the 5. Hopefully he'll be able to answer that 5 and he'll get it there.
Okay. Yeah, I totally agree. I don't think this is going to be a pushover match. I think Paige is going to be ready. Obviously, she knows what she's getting into. She called him out in the beginning of the year, which got her into the Schmoedown, which was amazing. And you know, yep. she knows her stuff, so it's going to be very interesting. And look, I said it last week. I don't think if Ben Bateman loses, I don't think it hurts him as bad because of how bad Paige wants it. But he has to get. I agree with this. He has to get to the Final Four in order to have this successful year. And not only that, it would hurt in a moment, but I don't think it would hurt him overall. But I think that you're right, Ishi. He's going to be playing rookie after rookie after rookie. So this is like literally you have to point this out and say this is the best opportunity Ben has to get. He has like one of the most, not the easiest path, but to play rookies. He has the path that he should be able to get to the finals or at least to the semis.
I would say
go back to No. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, not just maybe the easiest, but it's more like the most unknown, because we really haven't seen the full potential of even Horowitz and Newman and Page. Like being rookies, we really haven't seen them play anybody else or even play more than a couple of matches. So now we got tournament level questions, and it'll be really interesting to see how these careers progress. And then so you lose to Page. Now you don't know what that means because you don't know Page's future, kind of thing.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Eli, what about you, sir?
Question.
Yes. No, go ahead, Ben.
So if Bateman wins this tournament and the team's tournaments, do you put him in the conversation for Player of the Year? Because he's won 3 tournaments then.
If he wins this tournament and he wins the team's tournament and can at least get one of those belts, yes. I think because even though as good as Ethan has been doing, I don't think he's going to get to the IG tournament. I think he will hold on to the singles belt up until Spectacular. Or no. I think he might lose to Marisol. I think he's going to lose to Marisol. But if he doesn't, I think in Spectacular he'll probably lose the belt. And Lightning Time, where is Liz Shannon Miller's head at after that loss to David Del Rio? I don't know. So those are going to be hopefully motivated, but we don't know exactly where her head's at after that loss. It's going to be interesting to see. Obviously, Final Exam has been playing great, so it's going to be interesting to see where that. But the conversation to me is yes, I feel like to me, it's either going to be a Star Wars player or a person. If Ben can win both of these tournaments, yeah, I think he's going to be in the conversation for Player of the Year. Absolutely.
But Eli, you can't forget about Dan. Can't forget about Dan. Dan's played an excellent game this year.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If they if he was the one winning the tournament instead of Ben, yes, I would say the same thing.
Yeah, that's true too.
I think whoever wins the singles tournament will be nominated for Player of the Year.
Yeah.
Okay. Eli, sir, what do you think about this matchup?
Well, when I look at this match, I look at like Ben's match against Perry and Page's match against Jader. When you look back at the match that Ben had against Perry, he had a few stumbles, and not just in round 2, but he had a stumble in round 3, and he had a stumble in round 1. He was not playing at peak Ben in that match, even though he got the victory. Whereas Paige Fabretti, though she missed the Zohan question, she still knew it, and she was still able to play an amazing game against Jader. And I know the logical option is to pick Ben, but I could definitely see Paige winning this match. And even if Ben wins, I don't know if he can win against Josh or Griffey Nooms. Like, in my opinion, I don't see Ben getting to the semifinals at all in this tournament.
Wow.
I see Ben either losing in the second round or the third round.
Wow.
Like, that is my bold prediction, and if people say I'm wrong, I do not care, because ultimately, like, again, as you said, these rookies are unknown factors, and I think that's what's going to help them to go over Ben, because Ben has a lot of tape. They all can study every single intricate like mistake that Ben has made and everything he's gotten right, to the point where they could probably zero in on the target and be like, and this is how we win. And that's just how it is. Like, I hate to say it, but I don't see Ben winning this tournament. He needs the win to be considered, to have this season to be considered a good season, but I don't think this is his year.
Yeah, I don't think it's that crazy of a take. Like, if you think Ben is, let's say, a 60% favorite in both matches, that means combined he would be a 36% favorite to get out of this quadrant, which is under 50. So, it's not that crazy of a idea.
And the reason why I could see Ben not winning is because even like in the match against Perry, I picked Perry to win because it wasn't out of the realm of possibility, because Perry has proven that she can go up against the best and win. And even like in that match, you saw it was very close for Perry to win. It went to sudden death. And I feel like Paige could like make sure that Ben doesn't go to sudden death and win. Just that is my opinion on that, on the matter.
Well, I just got a message, Eli. Action Army is showing up at your house tonight, and you're in trouble.
It's okay. It's okay if they come to my house. It's okay. I gotta assemble a team.
Okay.
No, and that's really not. I get where you're coming from, and it makes sense. Let's be honest, it makes sense. It does. There's not you. Ben knows, and I got to, like I said, we got to interview him and things like that. He's not taking Paige lightly. He really isn't. He didn't take Perry lightly. And Perry almost got there. Had Perry, not been maybe erratic in the first round and things like that, she might have beat Ben, and that would have been a huge upset. So it's not out of the realm of Paige beating Ben. I said this about Andrew DeMolante, and I'm gonna say it about Paige. She has the cojones to walk into a match, not care, and beat Ben Bateman. She can do that. She can do that, and would it be surprising? I think I'm agreeing with Ben. The obvious choice is to select Ben Bateman as the winner, but I wouldn't be surprised if Paige won this match. I wouldn't be surprised. Now, she knocks him out or she TKOs him. Good Lord, the internet's gonna lose their mind.
Oh man!
But if she wins,
Put
by a
Bateman on
couple,
the
like a
backstage.
point.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. When he has to go to backstage after that loss and gets TKO'd,
Yeah.
we're all
Paige leaves
skated,
telling Ben, sorry for tonight, then.
Oh yes. Awesome. All right, let's move on to the next matchup. And as she talked about it, two rookies, Josh Horowitz versus Griffey Newmans. Look, Griffey Newmans has looked great. Josh Horowitz has also looked great. I thought Video Drew had an opportunity. She took Griffey to the 5. I think Griffey feels like a seasoned veteran, even though he's not. And Horowitz knows his stuff. So it's 2 rookies though. So, and it's going to be a live
Well, I was
event.
about to say, yeah, because that was going to be my question for all of you guys. Actually, is do you think it being live and as an undercard in a big New York City event is going to affect either competitor?
Yeah, that's a great question.
I don't think Josh. I think Josh is going to play better under the lights than Griffey due to Josh's profession.
Yes.
So, what are y'all thinking?
I feel the same about Griffey though, because he's a professional podcaster. He's used to being in the limelight, at least. I don't know if podcasts are much different, but I'm sure he's been to many events being a professional movie podcaster.
Well, he's also been on stage with Kevin Smith when they're doing some shows there. So yeah, you're right. I forgot about that.
Like, I could see this match working in both of their favors because Josh is going to play like he's been playing. Like, he's going to focus on the question. He's going to be very analytical about everything in that match. He's going to improve on the mistakes that he made in the prior matches that he had, and he's going to fix that. Whereas Griffey Newmans, he's going to take that energy that the audience is going to give him because there is no doubt in my mind, the moment the Finstock music hits, there's going to be boos, and he's going to take all that energy, and he's going to use that to his advantage. This is going to be, in my opinion, in this entire quadrant, this is going to be the most even match, and it is literally going to come down, in my opinion, to one question. That is all it's going to be.
Yeah.
It's going to just be one question.
Real quick, going back to this the Paige Bateman matchup. If any of you watch UFC and Paige were to beat Bateman, if Paige were to beat Bateman, Nick Diaz did this against Conor McGregor. If she said this, oh my God, I would love Paige. I love Paige if she said this after she beat Bateman. It would be amazing. HG Ben. Or you already talked about them kind of about the match, but who are you picking, Ben, in this matchup?
Okay, I'm a Merc for life, and although I haven't picked them much in the Euroschmo prediction league because of who they've gone up against, both Josh and Griffey Newmans love the game, and you can see that they're celebrities that bring in audiences, and they love the game for the game. And they know the game well, but I'm a Merc for life, so Horowitz is taking this.
There you go. You're a Merc for life. I'll remember that when you pick against him. I'll remind everybody in the chat when you do that. Trust me, I do it to Chris all the time. He's a corruption stan, but he's never picked corruption one time to win a match this year. So I call him out every day. Eli, what about you, sir? Also, too, shout out to Mr. King Kong in the chat. How you doing, buddy?
Ooh, my favorite
Hope you're having a
rookie.
great day,
Hello.
man. Yeah, it is. It's a friend of the show. Make sure he's got a match coming up against. We'll talk about his match in a little bit.
Yeah.
Because it's in the other corner. I was just thinking about that right now. Sorry, Eli, go ahead.
Well, again, like it's going to be whether Griffey can take the energy from the crowd and use it to his advantage, or if Josh is just going to be able to take the power and the knowledge that he has and go ahead and use it. So, using all of that, I think this match, I am giving the slight edge to Josh Horowitz, but again, it's like 51-49 for me to Josh Horowitz. Griffey can easily sway it. It just depends. Just depends on how the crowd reacts and if Griffey is able to use that to his advantage. Because I know he's going to be great in front of that crowd. It's just how he uses that reaction.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. And I see what you did there with use the power. I get it. Griffey Newman, he was in Masters of the Universe. Great plug. Luke, how about you, sir?
First off, selfless plug, but King Kong was actually our rookie of the week for Into the Schmoedown Galaxy. So I just want to shout that out. But also, I am going with Josh Horowitz. Dude has been playing a different kind of game this year. And Griffey's been playing great, but Josh scares me. I mean, just absolutely scares me with the way he's played, the way he's played in teams, the way he's played with Perry. Honestly, I think Josh could do excellent.
Okay. Yeah, I completely agree with you. I'm leaning toward more Griffey simply because Griffey has looked so at home, but Josh has looked just as well at home. So it's gonna, and like I want to say it's gonna come down to managers, but I think it's gonna come down to the people behind them. You know, the barbarians, the King Kongs, the triple R's helping them get ready for this match, because once again, this is a live match. And it's very different from doing it from your computer. So it's going to be very interesting to see. SG, what about you, sir?
Well, I'm going to go with Griffey just because of, I have it a pretty 50-50 and possibly coming down to the wheel. But also what King Khan just said is very accurate with his last match, him having two just kind of mental, verbal screw-ups. Khan pointed out death at a wedding instead of death at a funeral, and then he said the wrong actress, had the right first name, wrong last name, or vice versa, in that match. And you can't have those kind of slip-ups against Griffey compared to, he had that tiny enough cushion, I guess, with Jen, but you can't, have those kind of mistakes and expect to go even further in the tournament.
Very true. Very true. You got to be mentally prepared in this game. So it's going to be interesting to see. All right, let's move on to this middle section, or this section. And we have William Bibiani versus Ty Lieberman, which is going to be a very interesting matchup. Look, I feel like Bibiani can roll into a tournament and just roll everybody. Like, he just beats everybody. But then I feel he'll roll into a tournament and lose to in the weirdest way. Like, he'll go perfect, but then he'll just lose by 1 point. Or it's just like the weirdest thing with Willie Bibiani. But he's absolutely like one of the competitors I would choose to be in the finals. And Ty Lieberman being a rookie is going to be very interesting to see how he plays such a legend in Bibiani. But it's, like I said, it's going to be interesting. And we'll start off with you, Luke. What do you see in this matchup?
Ooh, do y'all know if this match is live or it's through stream?
Let me see something.
I think it's unknown.
I think we
unknown.
See this. Okay, no, this is just the bracket.
Yeah, and that's
Okay,
that's
okay.
yeah.
Yeah, that's just the
Okay.
bracket. So I don't know. Let me see. What's this? Bancroft.
Yeah, no, that's what's
Nope.
coming up. Yeah, none of this is. Yeah, we don't even know when
No.
that's it's
Yeah.
not even
Right,
scheduled. But yeah,
Okay, okay. Well, I think that matters a lot because Ty Lieberman is such a showman. We saw this in the last match. But if I'm going to have to go with either one, I'm going Bibiani. To me, Bibiani has been playing great this year, better than any other year he's ever played. Koi has really done something different with Bibiani than I've seen from anything. And so I've got to go with Bibiani. He's been playing great, and Ty Lieberman is a showman. But even in this last match, Drew didn't give Ty the best game in the world. Bibiani's going to be going perfect in most of the match.
Yeah, I feel you're about to hear a hot take from Andrew talking about Drew McQueenie. But Andrew, go ahead and give us your
I
thoughts.
could not have given more of a hot take than the action guys gave this weekend. So I'm gonna.
Ooh, what'd they say? I missed it.
Oh, Guy, I forget if Ben did, but Guy definitely called Drew McQueenie the most overrated singles player in the history of the Schmoedown. So,
Oh,
Lord. Wow.
so
Wow.
anyway,
I mean,
but on to
it's
this
not-
match.
Well, I mean, when you look at Drew McQueenie, whenever people look at him as a player, they think of team
It
Drew
is
McQueenie and not singles Drew McQueenie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very true. No, we've talked about it a million times. But Andrew,
Yeah.
go ahead. What's
So I'm definitely taking Bibbs though against Ty. Sorry, Khan, can't take the Finstock exchange every time, but yeah, I think he's done very well. I understand where Ty's coming from, where he thinks that he's counting on Bibbs for about 23 points, I think he said, and it's just a question of him trying to top that. And I think that's a good mentality to go into. It just knowing you have to score high to beat him. And I've seen enough perfect matches or near perfect matches from Bibbs that I got to give him the edge.
Come on, Paula. Go ahead. Ben, what about you?
all right. Gotta go with my Mercs again. Bibiani is probably gonna pull this off. We'll be excited to see the smack talk from Ty though. That's gonna be really interesting. And then, but I think Bibbs can give it right back. To be quite honest with you, he might even go back to his days as the Beast just for this one match, but we'll see. I think it's gonna be an interesting match, but I gotta pick Bibbs.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's going to be a very interesting match because Ty is such a rookie and we don't have tape on him other than a few matches he's played this year. So it's going to be interesting. And look at Bibiani. When you talk about Hall of Famers, talk about the best there is. Bibiani is going to go into that discussion when he when he ends his career. So it's going to be interesting to see what how this match plays out and strategy wise, or do we get the Bibbs that just goes perfect? You know, that just goes perfect. And so so it's gonna be interesting to see. And what about you, Eli?
Well, I have to echo Jeremy Miller in the chat saying Ty can't go 4 out of 8 again if he wants to pull out the upset. Like, that's true. If Ty wants to win, he can't play like he did against Drew McQueenie. Drew McQueenie's just a little bit easier of a hump that you can get over, but with how Bibbs has been playing this season, you can't play like that again. So if he plays like that again, Bibbs wins this easily. I know Ty can, based off of the first match he ever played, he can deliver, but he needs to know how to get to Bibbs. But again, Bibbs has just been on a completely different run than he has in the previous season. So I'm choosing Bibbs over Ty.
Okay, I see where you're going with that. What do you guys think? Do you think Bibbs can work a perfect match again?
Yes, easily.
Anytime.
Yeah.
I mean, only question is whether he does it. Speaking of which, if you want my hot take, this is my hot take. Is this was my easiest corner predicting that Bibbs was going to come out of this quadrant. I don't think it's a hot take, but it's just where I'm feeling is that this quadrant with Bibbs I even had higher than the Bateman quadrant.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, I agree with you.
when you look at all the players in this quadrant, Bibbs is the obvious one to pick, and it's not that hard to understand why. Bibbs is just an amazing player, and you just see all the other people. It's hard to root against Bibbs in this quadrant.
Yeah. Oh, keep talking. My bad. I'm fixing something real quick.
Okay, so while he's fixing that, I'll go with my other hot take, and that is just with the reality of how the Schmoedown is. It sounds like we're getting less people next year. They're trying to get that the FCL might be more of the digital league. And does James White still live in Florida? Anyway, I think based on his location, that he needs to go deep in the tournament if he wants to kind of like stay in the Schmoedown, because I don't think his character has really solidified that like he definitely is going to be picked up or be once they cut like half the league down.
Mm-hmm.
So he needs to go deep to show he's a really competitive player on the skill end.
Yeah, and
Okay.
I have always been one of the people, even last year when James White debuted, I was one of the people that was saying that James White is not as good as people say he is, because I have seen him play in the online trivia league, and this is someone coming from someone who has also played in the online trivia leagues. He is not as good as they were hyping him up to be, and I don't care if people hate me for it, but that it's just what I have seen. He when it comes to the Brittany Young James White match, and I know I'm skipping ahead, I don't see James winning. I do not see James coming out of round one of this tournament.
Yeah, I thought that was the next thing, so that's why I wanted to go there. As I was looking down the list, and I thought that would be the next thing we were talking about, so I thought I could send it down.
Yeah, we are going to talk about that, and shout out to Point of View for putting this bracket together.
Oh yeah,
it's really, really beautiful. Great job. Thank you very much, CPOV. Great job. So yeah, Brittany Young versus James White. Eli Kimmin and Hana James White. I have the opposite. I think James White is. I think he's as good as advertised, and I understand sometimes you come from the fan leagues. I don't have any experience with the fan leagues personally. I would suck and get destroyed. But unless it was like Magic, and we were talking about Magic, then I destroy everybody. Other than that, I'm not winning a movie trivia league. But to me, as much as I like Brittany Young and how great she is and how awesome she is, I still have to pick James White over her, unless Brittany just that second round she gets a category she really knows. Also, too, how she's been studying, I don't really know. She looked good in her last matchup, so we're gonna see what happens. But I'm still gonna go with James White because I think he just has the experience, has the ability. He's answered a 5-pointer in the tournament to win a match. So I'm gonna go with his experience, but I understand where you're coming from, Eli. Luke, do you have the same hot takes as your court partner, Eli?
Well, normally I normally agree with him, but for some reason, actually, yeah, I agree with him. I think Brittany Young's going to win it. For some reason, I think Brittany has played great this year. I think she's got excitement behind her. She's so fun to watch. I think her manager is doing something with her that no other manager has. So I got to go with Brittany. She's something, and I hate to say it, but James has not played the best, and I sometimes forget he's in the league. Not being mean, I just forget.
I mean, if that's how you feel. Look at and ASG knows this. When it comes to the fan reaction, as long as you're not shitting on a person for being a person, I think you should be allowed to talk about them as a player. And if you feel James White is not good, that you have a right to say it.
I'm not saying he's not good. The problem is they have not figured out how to use his character to where people can remember him. He's not rememberable because they're not doing anything with him.
I don't know what his character is like. If he's just kind of himself-ish, I guess.
I mean, he kind of went on the corruption thing, and he was supposed to be the like a bad guy, a villain. But to me
Yes.
personally,
But if you want to
one
be a
he-
bad guy, or if you want to go on the corruption thing, then be like Khan and come into the chats, even if you're not playing. People will
No.
keep remembering your name at least a little that way.
yeah, I personally think Christian messed up with the name. He had the perfect name,
Yeah.
James White, and I think
It's 'cause you
would've
said it
stuck with
first.
that name. Exactly. Well, no, we didn't say it first. That was just his name. That's his
Yeah.
Twitter handle. That was I don't even think that was his name in the fan leagues. Eli, could you confirm that? Was his name Gator in the fan leagues?
Yeah, it was Gator in the. It was
Okay.
Gator there.
Yeah, so that maybe that might be the reason why. But Ben, what do you think about this matchup?
So I was gonna do the hot take here and go with Brittany Young, but I will disagree with you on one thing. His match against Jada surprised everyone at Euroshmo. He did really well against Jada. Even though he lost that match, it was an amazing match. And I think had he gotten more matches, maybe he would have sparked a bit more, but he got one match this season. You can't blame the guy for having one match and then say he doesn't have character. For me,
And
at
that
least.
one match was against Paul Preston, right?
Oh yeah, sorry, Paul
Yes.
Preston, you're right. Powder kick, not Jada. Sorry. But he nearly beat Paul Preston. So, and though I was supporting Preston, I was really like, wow, James White could win this. This will be an upset. Wow, yeah. As a lover of the sport, it was amazing to see. However, the way Brittany Young, not even just this year, the way she played last year against Chris Jericho, she loves the game. She loves being here. Even her celebrity match with Blow, that's about the only celebrity match I still enjoy. Because she just has the time of her life playing this game. And I got to go with Brittany Young for that.
Okay. I get what you're saying here. I like the way Brittany's improved. She loves the game, obviously, like you said, Ben. It's going to be, like I said, if she's taken the time to really prepare for the game, she could be dangerous. I just think maybe she doesn't have the time, or I don't know. We don't.
Well, the
she's not
last
out
time,
there.
but the last time
Right.
she played, she did go perfect. So,
Yeah.
I mean, that is something. And I think she just has this reputation because I think her first match was that lost against Jader, right? And then if your
Yeah.
first match is losing in kind of an ugly match, it doesn't matter that like Jader has improved and done well. Somehow Brittany improving and doing well doesn't also parallel to the same token when it comes to people's thinking of her. But yeah, I think she's somebody who I have beating James White and could, if she goes perfect again, that's when you start going, okay, Brittany or Del Rio, like, and trying to figure out that match.
Mhm.
And also,
Yeah.
if Brittany wins, we get actor versus actor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Brittany versus Del Rio as actor versus actor. Yeah.
Yeah, we get that matchup. But it would be interesting to see Del Rio versus James White, though. That would be an interesting match to watch. But we'll see what happens. All right, let's move into the next quadrant right over here. And this
Del Rio
one, I think to me, Andrew, this is the hardest quadrant.
Oh yes, this is the Quadrant of Death, the Oyama quadrant, right? This is
Yep.
that's
Mhm.
what this is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, this
Yeah.
is the Yeah, if you could just
Yeah.
scroll up a little there, Shug, to get the whole quadrant. But yeah, it was missing. No, I'm just saying it was missing Oyama in where you were showing the screen.
Oh, okay. No, my bad. All right here. Boop,
There we go.
boop.
But yeah,
All right.
great. I completely agree, though, that this is, especially now that we know it's Collins versus Peggy on that line.
Mhm.
Yeah, spoilers. If you did not watch, it will be Adam Collins versus Peggy Govins in that section. But let's start off with the Jacoby Bancroft versus Brendan Meyer. Look, every
That's
year
just
we
not
talk
fair.
about Brendan. we talk about Brendan Meyer being one of the best. He is a teams champion right now. He's like the prodigal. He's like the what is that? I want to say prodigal son, but I don't think the prospect of being a champion, a singles champion. And then Jacoby came in with a lot of hype. I think a little bit of wind has been taken out of his sail, but he's still a capable competitor. But I'm gonna go with Myers. I think Myers is the man. I think Myers is the guy that I think it's gonna be him and Oyama in this quadrant personally. But we won't skip that far ahead. ASG, let's start off with you.
Got more suits than so from the matches I recall most recently, I feel like the kid plays differently when he's playing against top competition, and that's in like pushing the gas too hard way. And I think Jacoby is up there in that level of competition that I think once again he's going to make some kind of mistake that's going to allow Jacoby to win this match. Normally those mistakes come in round 2 when he like doesn't go multiple choice because he's trying so hard to get the points. So maybe another of that type of thing.
Okay. Let's see what you did there. Ben, what about you, sir?
I gotta go with the fine young Tenderoni. With this one.
Okay, yeah. Is it just off of what he's done, or do you see something?
So for me, it's like his match against corruption, for example, right? And hearing him talk about that on backstage, where he spoke about it almost like he dissected it in like a clinical way. And I think if this is a live match, I think Meyer's got this. I think Koi can speak to him and say, hey, this is how you can calm down. Like, okay, you haven't gotten all the points. You didn't go to multiple when you could. But he'll calm him down, I think. If this is a digital match, maybe Jacoby's got the upper hand. Maybe. But
I don't think this is a digital match. I think this was taped at the Cantina.
oh yeah, it was taped on the 14th. Yeah. So I honestly think Meyer has got this. I think with Koi on his side, he's got this. And hot take, what if we see Shazam and Shazam versus Danger Zone for both semi-finals?
Oh wow.
Very interesting. Oh yeah, I didn't even think about that. Oh,
Yeah, that's a possibility.
Bibiani, Meyer, Dan Merle versus Ben Bateman. Yeah, you're absolutely I
Ooh.
didn't even think about that. Man, that's woo. That is.
Well, trying to predict anybody coming out of this quadrant is impossible. Like you got Jacoby, you got Brendan, you got Collins, you got Oyama, you got.
Ooh.
This
I
is
just
the
feel sorry
hardest
for
one.
the team.
Yeah, for sure. Eli, what about you, sir?
Now, I have a little extra background knowledge on Jacoby because he and I were friends before this, and we even played against each other in a teams match. So I know what it's like to actually go up against Jacoby. And I've seen Brendan. I've seen him grow. I've seen him start out, which if Paula, Yama, and Brendan were to go into like the end of this quadrant, this would be a rematch from both of their debut match since it was against each other. And that would be great to see. However, like Jacoby and I are friends, so I have a bias. So I always pick Jacoby to win matches because of that bias, and it's just because I want to see Jacoby achieve greatness, and I know he can. I've seen him do great things, and I just want to see that in the Schmoedown. So that's why I always pick Jacoby.
I love the self plug that you played. Did you beat him though? That is a question.
I did not.
So you've never beaten him. Okay. Well.
No. Look, it was
I mean,
I've played him twice. I played him in a teams match and I played him in a triple threat match. Lost both times.
Oh no.
he is the
Okay,
one that everyone in the Fan League 4 seems to tout as the greatest of the Fan League 4.
He is honestly, in my opinion, when you looked at those four, he is the best because the way he studies was different than all of them. He has told me how he studies, and I always tell people, watch out. He studies like a crazy person.
Nice inside knowledge. I think excuse me. I think Jacoby is gonna have a great career in the Schmoedown. I just think that Brendan Meyer is right there. Like he's right there to win the singles belt. And so it sucks that he had to play Brendan Meyer in the first round. But I think he's going to have some opportunities to play in other singles tournaments, and he's going to be in the teams tournament. But it's just I think Brendan Meyer is on that. He's going to be Brendan Meyer was on a run last year, and he just happened to run into Adam Collins. We could have easily saw Brendan Meyer win the belt last year, so we'll see what happens this year. But I am going to go with Brendan Meyer. Luke, what about you, sir?
So this is the one place that me and Eli disagree on. I have the weirdest trivia about Brendan Meyer ever. Is in college I had a roommate who me and him used to we would watch random stuff on YouTube, and we watch, or not YouTube but Netflix, and we started watching the show called Mr. Young. And this was before I even knew Brendan Meyer in the
Ferris
Schmoedown
is
or
obsessed
anything.
with that show.
Oh, it's so dumb, but amazing. And so we watched it so much. It was literally, I went through a breakup, and it was like literally the show that just, I died every day watching it. And so when Brendan first joined the Schmoedown, I freaked out. I'm like, wait, what? This dude that I've been watching for this whole year, rewatching the show over and over again, and now he's in the Schmoedown. What are the chances? And so I've loved watching his career, loved watching him play. I think Jacoby is a great competitor. I think at one time, I was thinking of him as Rookie of the Year. But I got to go with Brendan. Brendan has played so masterfully recently. He's continuing playing more and more. And every time he plays, he gets better and better and better. And Coy has worked so well with him that it's hard for me to go with Jacoby. Because Jacoby, even in his last match, he played very well. But he's coming off of, isn't he coming off a loss, everyone?
He lost to Griffin Newman.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So I don't know. I'm feeling Brendan on this one.
Got you. All right. Ashley, did you talk about this match? I apologize.
Yeah, I said I took Jacoby, and then if you want to just further advance, that it'll then be a fan league matchup with Collins versus Jacoby.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't think you don't think Peggy's going to beat Collins?
I mean, I'm not saying it's impossible, but I definitely favor Adam.
No, I understand. He is the most, other than Dan Merle, the most recent singles belt holder. So I completely understand that. But no, the Den is going to shock the world and beat Adam Collins. I am calling it right now. You heard it here first.
He is pure Den chill, just so you guys know.
Absolutely, I am.
Somehow, Peggy and Alonso are both getting out of this bracket.
Exactly. They're going to be in the semis together. Let's start off with you, Luke. What about this matchup between Collins and Peggy Gubbins?
Man, honestly, I gotta go with Collins. It's the safest bet. I think Peggy is going to do great. I don't know how Collins is this year. He's had a rough year.
He is 1-4 across the board.
He's 0-2 in singles, and you're saying 1-1 in teams?
They lost. They won.
Yeah.
I mean, think of it this way. He started with the loss against Dan at the championship. He hasn't got to play again until this past week. And I feel like he's a little off.
No, he's got to be 1-2 in teams, right?
Yeah, I was about to say he's 1-2 because he lost to Lightning Time.
So 1-4 overall, right?
Yeah, 1-4.
Yeah, 1-4. Yeah, I think that's what I said because he lost to JT.
Danger Zone, Lightning Time, and he lost to
Lightning Time,
Dan
Danger Zone.
Yeah, and they beat like midterms or something.
Yeah,
they beat. No,
was
they
it the midterms?
Jacoby and
Janine.
Jacoby and Janine.
Oh, they beat Blackjack. I thought it was a okay.
No, they beat.
Danger Zone beat midterms.
Yeah, remember remember they can almost knock out Blackjack, and then Blackjack came back to avoid the knockout. Yeah, I'm still taking Becky Gubbins. Who was talking? I apologize, Luke. Luke,
No,
you were
no,
getting
you're
your
good. You're
thoughts.
good. You're good. You're good. I have so much problems with people talking over me. I'm so upset now.
I've never talked over you, sir.
Every day. But no,
Every day.
no. Honestly, I just feel like Collins has got to win this one because if he loses this one, think of what. Honestly, think of what the fans are going to say. Think of what everyone's going to start saying that they're going to have him in the same conversation before cancer, but the Crusher.
Why are you going Smets there?
Crusher, smash Smets. Because remember, Smets' second year, his sophomore year, he did not do well. He killed it his rookie year, did not do well his second year. And I'm afraid Collins is going in the same boat.
Look, let's be honest here. Collins had only one way to go after his rookie year, and that was down.
Yeah.
He couldn't do anything better. And
same as Paul Yama. Oh, Yama was the same way. His rookie year, he did the same thing.
Yeah, so I don't think you can really go too hard at Collins about that, but it has been a rough year this year for him. And it's not like he's been getting blown
And I'm
out.
gonna say this bracket's
no.
not doing him any favors either, though, because like,
Yeah.
like even like even if you consider Peggy not what, then once you beat Peggy, you're now playing either Jacoby or Brendan Meyer. Then you're playing either the Barbarian or Yama.
And if you're playing Brendan Meyer, if you're playing Jacoby, you have a hungry rookie. If you're playing Brendan Meyer, you're playing the guy that you beat by one the year before in the tournament.
The sudden death, because he didn't.
Exactly.
That he only went to sudden death because the kid didn't go multiple choice. Yeah, if the kid went multiple choice, whether he got it or didn't get it, it would have been a Meyer win.
So it's very, very interesting. Ben, what do you think about this matchup? I think, Ben, what do you think?
This one hurts my heart because either way, someone I would love would lose. So I'm gonna go with Collins. Although to see Jacoby and Peggy play, have it be a fan league for Civil War, would be interesting.
Yes.
I think Collins may have this, and I just hope that if he does lose, people don't, as you say, oh, he's not all that he was cracked up to be. But I think he is, and I think he just wants to play, and this match might give him more opportunities to keep playing.
Yeah, I think Collins is still one of the most feared people to play. Not that people like fear going to play somebody, but if you're playing them, you're probably the underdog.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure. I think what it just is you're looking at a guy that was so dominant last year. Like when he played that tournament, he just ran through it. And so it was a tournament. So people are so used to being him so dominant. Yeah. So when he's lost, people are like, wait a minute, how are you losing? You know what? Sometimes you're not going to know all the movies. Sometimes you're not going to, you just didn't see that movie. And we got to expect that sometimes that some of these competitors didn't see the movies or didn't, just like Demalanta said, it just slipped through the cracks. So, and singles is a lot more harder than IG and Star Wars. So
and then you're only talking about, and you're only talking about a couple of matches. Now we can see if he can make a tournament run. You didn't want to lose the title to Merle, but that's not that unexpected. But yeah, losing to JTE was my upset of the year so far.
Yeah.
Hands down.
We heard that bad take before. And real quick, just to let everybody know, we will have JTA on Spin from the Real tonight. So make sure to join us for that. Yeah.
Okay.
Have him on.
But you want to talk about disappointing years, though? Let's talk about Craig versus Alonso. Whoever loses that match won't have a win.
Oh wow.
That's true.
And that would not be expected from Barbarian of how promising people talked about him, how great he looked in his first year. it has been a tough go for Barbarian. Like
Oh
like
man.
he just, and he didn't get to play in the IG tournament this year. You know, he's not playing in the teams tournament. Like Craig just like he had one bad game and it's like everybody turned on him. Everybody forgot about Craig the Barbarian, you know, and it's like it's
Yeah, they're
kind of shitty.
so much they're calling him Greg over there. No, but
right? They're not even calling him Barbarian anymore. It's Greg. So let's start.
And
off
then
with,
Alonso gets drafted in the first round, and we're just seeing him for the first time. So, you know, you got that side too of it.
Yeah, that's true. That
yeah.
Here we go. King Kong Barbarian.
I mean, Barbarian versus Santa Claus. What do I do here?
That's true. Let's. What are your thoughts about this match, Eli?
Well, I see to go over the Peggy and Collins because I forgot to do my.
Okay, my bad. I apologize.
I'm choosing Adam because just Adam Collins is a very dominant player. Also, I played against Peggy and I beat her in that match. So moving on.
All the plugs.
I'm sorry. Well, this is what happens when you have a current online trivia league player on your show. I can mention if I played that person or not.
Yeah, that's very true. That's very true. Wow.
For Barbarian and Alonso, like if we look back at Barbarian's last match, and it was mentioned in the chat, all he did was miss his 5-pointer, and that was it. Alonso hasn't done anything this season, and I think Barbarian's angry that he missed that 5-pointer, which I think he has said he is. So I see Barbarian picking up the victory in this match because he's not. I don't see him as rusty as Alonso. Sure, that loss hurt him this season, but I see him coming back and being like, yeah, I got that loss, but now I'm angry and picking up the victory.
I mean, 100. I agree with you. You can't say you're not wrong. Like you could try to argue some different points, but you're absolutely right with your assessment. Yeah, I 100% agree with you. Ben, did you give your thoughts on Barbarian Duralde? No, right?
I have not. And
okay, well, what do you think?
With this one, I'm gonna say Duralde because it's unfortunately we'll see who Dan's facing, but with this one, this is the last possible chance for the Dan to pick up points, at least in this tournament. So I think I'm going with Alonso Duralde. If Peggy doesn't win, this could be the last chance for Dan to pick up points.
Man,
my poor Dan is just been getting murdered. What happened, Eli? Did you get a text message from Peggy?
Yep, she asked when we play one-on-one. It wasn't a one-on-one match. It was a Full Metal Classic match. It was a Full Metal Classic.
Oh,
it was a multi-person match. I'll clarify, multi-person match.
But hey, look it. I don't know if you guys know the writers, and Eli, you might know him. Jeremy Jeremy,
yeah, I know Jeremy. I know Jeremy.
Yeah, I wanted to say Miller, not Miller. Jesus, Jeremy.
Adams.
But Jeremy, yeah, Adams. He's a writer, but he came on a show I was on, and he was like, I beat Adam Collins.
That's true.
and he when it was in the same thing. It was in the Full Metal match and everything like that. It was hilarious. And he's like, wait until I Peggy Gummins is in the chat.
Look, Peggy, look, I'm not saying I beat you one-on-one. I'm just saying there was a match that we were both in, and I happened to win that match. I remember that match.
So what he's saying, Peggy, is he beat you. I'm starting to
a win is a win is a win.
A win
if
is
everyone,
exactly.
For everyone knows, the Galaxy Geeks is trying to find a new co-host. Eli is going on sabbatical.
We're announcing it today. Luke from Galaxy Geeks is moving to Spin from the Rail tonight.
Oh no! I can't do that show by myself.
let's talk about Oyama versus Nick Harley.
Oh,
Wait,
think
who
this is-
we haven't
hasn't
finished
given
talking
Barbarian
about
Alonso?
Barbarian.
Oh, I apologize. I apologize. Go ahead.
Oh,
Who-
Andrew, you go first.
Oh, so Barbarian Duralde, I mean, I think you're going to have to get over 26 points to win this match. It's going to be like the person who gets one question wrong loses on the level of Barbarian versus Bibiani. And so I'm going to give the edge to Barbarian this time, but I think Alonso, I mean, I believe he's 100% in round twos between singles and teams. So yeah, he's definitely someone to be reckoned with.
Well, the
He's
reason why I
100%.
really
Oh, sorry, Luke. I didn't mean to cut you off.
no, you're
He's
good. You're good.
100%. Would you say issue with that stat?
I think Duralde is 100% in round two between singles and teams.
Interesting. Go ahead, Luke.
Well, the reason why I really want to talk about this one is this is going to be maybe my hot take. I felt Alonso shouldn't be in the tournament, but Ben Goddard should. I'm feeling Ben Goddard, for one, I think he should be in the singles tournament in general. If we're going to take anyone out, I've got to go with Barbarian because he's playing masterfully and just playing a great game recently. Last week on our Into the Schmoedown Galaxy, we basically ranted about Ben Goddard not being in the singles tournament and feeling like, wow, why don't you put Ben Goddard in? Because he's a great player. It's kind of feeling like it was last year where he cut out of this tournament again.
I mean, I thought that about both of the outsiders.
Yeah.
I mean, Alonso's not who I would have taken out to put at least one of them in, but I definitely agree that it was very surprising that they were not in it for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, it kind of
for
feels
sure.
like it's kind of weird. Like it's the same thing that happened
God.
last year.
I don't even remember who was that.
I know.
Who
Who
was-
was that?
I don't remember that rookie that beat Goddard. I don't know.
It
His
was
name
slipping
is
my
on the
mind.
tip of my tongue.
Yeah.
King Kong?
Mm.
Was that it?
Something
I
like
can't-
that.
Godzilla.
Some no name. No one important.
Yeah, for sure. Back kind of off subject with the Goddard thing. I think one of the things is there's so much outside stuff going on. I think it's hard for people to, when they just don't have the time to do stuff, and we assume maybe they didn't want to be in the tournament or things like that. I haven't talked to Goddard about it, but I just maybe it's outside things. Maybe there could be a million reasons, and I understand that. Which is one of the reasons it's hard. It's hard when you're doing all this reaction stuff and talk about, because we don't. Some of the times we do get backstage stuff told to us, and sometimes we don't. So we have to make our own assumptions, and then it comes off as if we're being dicks or whatever, and we're really not trying. It's just we don't know, so we're assuming the best to our ability of what we assume is what's going on. So I personally would have loved to see Goddard in the tournament, but it is what it is. But the way he's played this year, let's be honest, he hasn't won a match. So why would you? So we know he's going to be a low seed. He's going to have to play at like a Dan Murrell, a Ben Bateman, a Paul Yama. So why do that to him? Why don't you let him rest, figure out what's going to happen next year, or even if he went to Caton, like, look, I don't want to put myself through that stress just to go into a tournament, possibly lose again, and now I'm 0-5 this year. I would just took a seat, let somebody else play. I get it.
Well, I guess the reason why, I guess the only problem is this is year 2 this has happened, and to me, I love Ben Goddard. I actually love watching him play. To me, I just want to make it clear, like, I think Ben Goddard is a great competitor. He had some slips this year, but I think he's a great competitor, and I think that's why I was hoping for him to be in the tournament. But it being the second year in a row, him not being put into the singles tournament really looks bad on his career, not just him as a player, but just his full career. Because, if it had just been last year and then he's in it this year, awesome. Or vice versa. But twice in a row it's happened. It just looks bad on him.
Yeah,
No,
I
is
get
that
what
why
you're
you're saying him so much over Preston?
Yeah,
Yeah,
honestly.
that
Yeah,
was
because
gonna be
it's
my question.
year 2.
And Jeremy, I get what you're saying. I'm not saying he doesn't love the Schmoedown. I said a lot of people just are so busy with different things that just don't have the time. And we know Ben Goddard stays busy.
He loves the Schmoedown so much he's doing SEN. Like he's the manager of SEN now.
He does backstage, he does SEN, he does a lot of things. So I understand that he just doesn't have the time. But I'm saying, as far as a competitor standpoint, he's 0-4 this year. Why are you going to get yourself put into a tournament and most likely have to face a Dan Murrow, a Ben Bateman, a high rated player, and then lose? Now you're 0-5, and that just gives people like us who want to hate on him, but we don't hate on him, but there's people that do, more ammo just to shoot at him.
Yeah, he's
I
busy
would
on
just say that,
backstage crying about the fact that he drafted Del Rio and he's winning for the dungeon.
How exciting of a match would it be? Ben Bateman versus Ben Goddard. Ben versus Ben. Because
Yeah.
you could have had that match if he'd been in the singles tournament.
You could have.
And then they
could have
could
also
have
had
been-
Goddard versus Del Rio. He could have many options.
And if it was Bateman versus Goddard, they would have probably been throwing shots at each other throughout all of backstage.
Yeah.
A lot of hype.
Instead,
A
we
lot
got
of hype
Ben
behind that
versus
match.
Stage, which I think is going to be equal fire. So
Yeah, I cannot wait for Ben versus Page.
All right. Who did we talk about? We talked about Oyama Harley, correct?
We haven't talked
No,
about
we
it.
have not. We have not.
Okay, let's see what time we're at. We're at 4:13. All right, so we're gonna try to go over these real quickly as possible. Let me see how much King Kong. Okay, well, we don't have to talk about King Kong because that guy.
Yeah, that guy.
God, that guy.
He's obviously gonna win.
Paula Yama versus Nick Harvey. Now, poor Nick Harvey goes from the FCL champ to now playing one of the former singles champs. Nick Harley's my dark horse, but it is Paul Yama. But I'm gonna still stick with Nick Harley because I believe in him. But he's gonna have a tough time. He really gonna need the questions to go his way, and for Paul to be maybe some kind of bad luck from the match versus Ethan and IG to get this win. But I think the smart pick is Oyama, but I think for me, Nick Harley is going to be upset of the year. So I will go with Nick Harley, but I think Oyama's probably going to win. What about you, Ben?
Okay, so in our Euroschmo prediction league, I am right at the bottom of the league. And in order to catch up, I went with Nick Harley because everyone else went with Paul Oyama.
I feel that.
Now, I was worried that might have been a dumb move, but I feel like Nick Harley knows his movies. Heart-wise, I want Oyama to win, but because of the prediction league, I want Nick Harley to win.
That's great.
These leagues that we're a part of, or could be a part of, it's so it always hurts us. It's hilarious because you guys, when you're trying to pick and then you're like, but I need points, so I got to go this way. What about you? What about you, Eli?
Well, again, I'm throwing this out again. I played Paul in another Full Metal Classic match. He destroyed me. I'm just gonna flat out say that. I didn't even make it to the third round.
Was this 1-on-1?
No, this was I almost had a 1-on-1 match. I'm glad I didn't. But this was another classic match early on. I was his first classic match, and it was my first, and he destroyed me. I didn't even get out of round 1 of that 3-round match. So if that tells you anything about how Paul plays, he's fantastic. But Paul this season has been hot and cold. He's been on a weird trajectory this season. And Nick Harley, they mentioned it in the chat, he's undefeated in MCL. And then when he was in the Schmoedown, in his first match ever in the Schmoedown, I think he went perfect in that team's match. So it's one of those things where it's all about what you weigh in, but I've always been someone that if you were in the online trivia leagues, I'm probably going to lean towards you more. And Paul is just the same because he's still an amazing competitor, and I want to see him get back at the title. And even if he doesn't win the tournament, he still has the free-for-all shot.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah, I get what you're saying. I don't know. It's like for me, Paul. He looked like he was like Jeremy. I think it was Jeremy. Yeah, Jeremy saying it in the chat. He won the free for all, and it was like he looked like he was just on or just up and up.
Yeah, it just keeps running
Then-
into Ethan ever since.
Yeah, and he runs into Ethan, and it's like stop this, Asian on Asian hate crime. Like stop, like they're supposed to be riding for each other, not beating each other. And Ethan's like just like
Well,
like
I gotta say,
Like, could you
Oyama
ima-
started it though. He was the one who said he wanted to play Ethan after he won that first match of the year.
and think about it this way: Oyama has
he might be
that
regretting
challenge,
saying that from now on.
right? Well, think about it this way: he has that free for all. What if he
Yeah.
cashes it in against Ethan and then loses again? Like he's never going to want to see Ethan ever again. Like he's going to stay away from Ethan for the rest of his Schmoedown career. So it's like, oh yeah, but I think it's been a great year for Oyama. I hope to see him get a belt, but I don't know. It's going to be, but I think
Be Owen,
even though Nick Harley
Sorry.
is my sorry Ben. Nick Harley is my dark horse. I am gonna I think Oyama should win this. Go ahead, Ben. What were you saying?
so Yama could be 0-3 against Ethan tomorrow.
Across 3 divisions.
No, that's true.
What match is tomorrow?
Lightning time versus final exam.
That's right. Ooh.
Oh my
Across the
goodness.
divisions,
Matches
0-3
this
against.
week.
Wow.
That'd be the first time ever. Anyway.
Wow. Luke, what do you think about this matchup?
This one's hard. I think my issue, I want to go with Paul, but my problem with Paul is we have so much history on him, so we can remember all his wins and all his losses. We have Nick in the FCL, which is a whole different kind of league. Oh, man, this one's hard. I'm going the odd one. I'm going Nick Harley. I don't know why. I don't have a lot of good reasonings, but just with the history of Paul this year and the losses he's dealt with, for some reason, I think Nick is going to get it. Because for one thing, too, this might be a hot take, but I haven't felt Paul has done as well with swag as I think he could with another faction.
It's fair.
Wow.
I'm taking Oyama. That's all I'll say is I'm taking Paul. As long as Nick Harley doesn't get his favorite slice opponent's choice.
Right. I hope Winston's not in the chat. I hope Winston's not in the chat.
Oh, no, I hope not. I
I'm
might
waiting
get
for it
like,
now.
Right.
hey,
Uh,
I'm trying to take the hot takes tonight, right?
you're definitely
Coming in hotter than
definitely
me.
can.
So good.
Yeah. Good job. All right. Did anybody else have a comment on this matchup?
No, I'm good.
Yeah, I want the
Let's
spoiler
move on.
back. That's all.
Oh,
Right,
man, that was a good run.
Yeah, you want to talk about nicknames? Like I was hold down with that whole character. So
Yeah, that character was amazing. All right, so we'll start with Eric Zipper and Janine the Machine. It is a very interesting matchup. Look, I feel Janine, she could be a player that goes on a run in a tournament. Eric Zipper's had some tough losses, but this is a coin toss to me. It's really, I can't really choose between the two. Personally, I think it's just going to be a coin toss. So I'm going to go with Janine on this one. I think she's going to come out. She's looked better this year. I think she's going to move on to the next round. We'll start off with Luke. Who you taking in this match?
Man, picking me after the hot take. Wow. No. I think I'm going with Janine. Eric is an interesting player. You never know. Like, he can be such a great player, and then other times he can just slip up. I don't know. Eric's weird to me, but yeah, I gotta go with Janine. She's playing great. She's loving being with Roxy right now, and so I love seeing her fire behind it. So I'm going with Janine. Plus, she's following us on Twitter now, which was a big plus.
There you go. It's always nice to get the big names to follow you. ASG, what about you, sir?
Okay. I'm just going to kind of expand out from even this match and say I got Janine all the way to playing Merle if it's Mike on the other side. If it's Chance on the other side, that's different. But if it's Mike, Paul Walter Hauser, then I got Janine winning this match and next match.
I had the same thoughts.
Ben, you have the same thoughts?
Yep.
Okay. Wow. SG has Janine in the semis versus Dan Murrow. All right. I like it, SG. I like it. Hey, you know what? So you're saying if it's not Ellison,
we know that shouldn't be Collins there. It's either going to be Mike or Chance, and I'm saying if it's Mike, then she wins this round next round.
Wow, I like it, SG. Corruption just called me and said they're coming to your house next too.
Just Mike specific. Okay.
Ben, what about you? I know you said you have the same thoughts as ASG, but what do you think?
Yeah, if Janine makes it past Mike or Ellison, and let's say it's King Khan or Dan Murrell, or even Lon Harris, I think if she beats one of them, she's got this. She's going to go through to the finals. She's going to win. She may even be our first female winner in the tournament, I think. And then she could be going against Marisol in the spectacular.
Okay. Well, to back it up a couple of steps, I'll say if she wins those and then beats Merle, I'll put her on lock for comeback player of the year.
Oh, absolutely.
100%.
If Janine wins the tournament,
I'm not even saying wins the tournament. I'm just saying gets out of this quadrant.
Oh yeah, I can see it.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, I 100% agree, and that would be nice to see Janine versus Marisol in a matchup. Eli, my good sir.
I'll go.
Have you played either one of these people?
No, I have not played any one of these.
We're gonna make sure.
Well, I will say if it's Chance somehow in the tournament, I have played against Chance in a teams match.
And you beat him.
No, I nearly beat him. It literally came down to the last question, and I knew the answer, but my partner didn't let me go with the answer that I had. If we would have gone with my answer, we would have won that match. That's neither here nor there. But if I'm going to go for this, and I'll just do this entire quadrant, I do see Janine winning because I also see Chance beating JTE. So I see her beating Zipper and either Paul Walter Hauser or Kalinowski. I'll even go like crazier. I see Khan beating Dan Murrell as well because the way Khan has been playing recently, sure, Dan is like fired up and angry. He's like, oh, I want to get to that title again. You need to have a little bit of, in my mind, you need to be a little bit calm. And Khan has been playing very calmly. And he's proven, even if it was against John Flickinger, who was not a great competitor, and against Ben Goddard, who usually plays better than he did in that match, Khan, it doesn't seem like it mattered. Like, he can have a category in round 2 that doesn't even look like it's his strength, and he knows it. So I could see it being Janine versus Khan to end this quadrant. And I could see Janine in the semis, honestly.
I just got a message from Gucci, Eli, and he says you're a part of the Gucciverse now.
Oh, God, no. Please, no. I have been the one person that has been anti-FinStock Exchange. I have literally had arguments on Twitter with Brother Lomas. So I am not on their good side.
Brother Lomas loves Eli, though. I think Brother Lomas is Eli's biggest fan. It's amazing.
Hashtag Nike, hashtag ESPN, hashtag Kmart, whatever.
Yeah. Oh, Jeremy Miller. I have Hauser will beat Mike if they play.
Ooh. I ain't going that far.
That would be fun.
And Jeffrey says Eli anti-exchange, anti-winning.
Well, as you can see, of all the matches that I mentioned of Paula, Yama, and all that, it looks like I'm anti-winning.
It doesn't make Eli doesn't make any sense to me because the exchange has supported us more than any other faction.
I understand, but I'm sticking.
Well, I mean, when your co-host Luke, every time he brings up something, he goes, "Well, I beat him." You know, I'm sure when we get to Damaro, Eli's like, "I beat him. I could have beat him. I should have beaten him."
Look, Dan's never played in the
I beat
online
him in movie fights.
It was.
Okay.
Look.
Well, I mean, oh my God, I was just thinking like, if Chance lost 2 in a row to JTE and Paul Walter Hauser, my brain would explode.
Oh my goodness.
I don't see. I mean, like that's what I'm saying. My brain would explode. That's how little I can see this happening. Like that's like, but
all right,
you never know.
Let's move on to this match. King Kong versus Lon Harris. Look, Khan is a horrible player. Whoever let that guy in the league King Kong, friend of the show. I danced for King Kong. I don't know if you guys knew that, but I did dance for King Kong one night.
Yeah, he wish he doesn't know that.
Yeah, he did. He kind of doesn't talk to me anymore after that situation. But,
I don't blame him.
Oh, Khan is amazing. Let's start off with Ben. Who do you got in this match? Lon Harris or King Khan? Don't worry, Khan's not going to come in here and come after you if you pick somebody else.
Well, he won't come after me because he's my favorite rookie. Because singles rookie anyway. Because he reminds me a lot of Jake the Snake Roberts, where everyone else is shouting and he's the quiet guy. That when everyone else is shouting, the quiet guy speaks volumes. And that's how he comes across to me. So I kind of love that. And then Lon Harris just plays too inconsistently. If he wins this one, he might lose the next one. So I got to go with King Khan.
There you go. I mean, that's dope. See, Khan, you have a fan out there. He may be in Europe, but you have a fan. So make sure you support Europe Schmoes. No, I like King Kong. He's awesome. He's awesome. Eli, have you played King Kong?
I never played King Kong. I never look. I've already said I see King Kong going to the quarterfinals, even beating Dan.
Oh, that's right. There you go. Man, King Kong getting some love in this in this thing, man. He's getting some love.
This is one of the few instances that I will ever go for the Finstock Exchange that I think they will go that far. One of the few times you'll hear it.
There, all right, there you go. You must really not like this Finstock Exchange, huh?
Well, I mean, they seem a little heelish and all. They seem like bad guys. I don't know. I think I'm doing the right thing by saying I don't like bad guys. I don't know. Just feel like that's a good guy thing to say. I don't like bad guys.
There you go. All right, Luke. What are your thoughts on this match?
I gotta go with King Khan. Lon. All right, can I ask y'all this? Lon's character, what is it? Like, I don't even know what it is anymore. Like, they do the delinquent, then he's the professor, and then now he's a mixture somewhat.
No, I think he's still the delinquent.
Is he? Because the last match he was in,
He's a delinquent in rehab. He's in rehab going to become the professor.
Yeah. I just kind of wish that the character work there was more, you knew what was going on. You just kind of don't. But Lon is a great player. But King Khan is playing a different game. And I always say that there's a rookie out there that has started to figure out the game. And I think King Khan has done it. And so I see him running through Lon Harris.
There you go. I mean, King Kong's looked impressive in his matches, so we'll see what happens. I think he could do it. I think he could beat Lon Harris. if the questions go his way and he plays as well as he has, I think he's got a good shot. But he has a tough road ahead of him because up in that corner, look, there's upsets all day. It's kind of hard to pick this upset. Like I think Jessica Sloth is amazing. She's looked good in
But
her
since
matches.
you're a Den show, you'll do it anyway, right?
I know, and that's the thing. Well, that's the thing. I'm gonna pick her no matter what, because she could shock the world. But that ain't Ben Goddard up there. That ain't Lon Harris. That ain't freaking. That's not even Ben Bateman. That's the man, the one that we call the GOAT. Like he's still playing, and they call him the GOAT. Like that's Michael Jordan level up there.
Okay, so here's where I'll go into my semi-hot take, which isn't even like really a hot take. Is Alonso's the 0-1 competitor? He should be the one facing Dan Murrell.
I can.
Yeah.
That's
That's not a hot take. That makes sense.
And so, yeah, I think Dan got a little lucky because you never know what could happen in that type of match. But I got to pick Dan on this one against Jessica.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah, you're. I believe. Yeah, I have to agree with you there, Andrew. She should have actually been slated where Duralde was. Yeah, you're right. I think that is a rough. Where you put them in the bracket, and if you're going by records, she should definitely be where Duralde is, and Duralde should be up here with Dan Murrell. Yeah, that's tough. And Jeremy Miller points out right here, Dan hasn't gone perfect in first round recently until Ethan, I think, just can keep up with him, but it's probably the GOAT. Yeah, I mean, anything can happen. And if she gets the right, I mean, we obviously saw it with Andrew Guy versus Dan Murrell. Anything can happen, and she has the knowledge. But
and it's been like 3 years since he's played a normal 3-round match that wasn't a number one contender.
If Jessica pulls up the upset, I feel like I'm going to mark out the hardest, because that'll be the one thing that I don't think anyone would have expected. And if it happens, everyone's going to look at Jessica as a completely different player than how they have looked at her already.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. Her TikTok subscriber count would go up to 1 million if she beats. Shout out to Jessica Slow's TikTok. If you're not following her, make sure you do. Mm-hmm. She talks about movies and stuff. She has some awesome content on there. All right, so I wish I kind of.
Can I just give my 2 cents on that match?
Absolutely, Ben. I apologize. Go ahead.
I feel like I'm gonna break my co-host's heart with this, but I'm gonna go with Teresa. I'm sorry. I'm going with Jessica Schloth. Just really? I want the Den to do better. I'm a Den show just like you.
Wow.
There you go. That's what
I admire.
Like Ben. I knew I liked you for a reason. And shout out to Teresa, Euro Schmoedown, and your other co-host is Matt. No, what's his name?
Matt and Liam.
Yeah, Matt and Liam. There you go. The Euro Schmoes. You guys do your shows on Sunday. Make sure you guys check them out. They have an awesome show, and it's a great point of view from our neighbors across the pond. I watch them every Sunday. They are awesome. Make sure you check them out. We'll have
great titles before we
lose. Yeah, great titles. All right. Now I'm gonna do this quickly because I have a show at 5 for Spin for the Real. I didn't know we were gonna go to song. So what I want to do is we're gonna take each quadrant, and you're gonna pick the one that you're gonna see in the semis. So we're gonna pick this quadrant. Quadrant. Pick your semis, and then we'll start up here. Who do you have from this quadrant going to the semis?
Who do you want to start?
I'll start with ASG.
Okay, so first, just because I forgot to mention, I want to say that King Arthur is my dark horse for the teams tournament, because we probably won't get to talk about that. So I just want so since we're talking about Con, I'll just throw that in there. But coming out of this quadrant, I'm gonna go. assuming that Chance does not lose to JTE, I'll go Dan. If Chance loses to JTE, I'm gonna go Chance.
Okay. Luke.
I'm going Dan. It's the easy one to pick because Dan is the GOAT, but I think he's playing a different kind of game right now. He was just a champion, so gotta go with Dan.
Eli.
I didn't even have Dan go to the quarterfinals. I'm picking Janine for the semis.
Wow. Okay.
Ben.
Gotta go with Eli. Janine. Gotta go with my heart as well. Janine.
Two Dans and two Janines. Love it. All right, let's move down to the next quadrant.
Oh God.
We'll start off with Ben.
Merck's Brendan Meyer's gonna make it through.
Gotcha. Eli.
There's a possibility that I could see at Collins in it, but overall, I think I'm gonna go for Oyama.
Luke.
I gotta go with Brendan Meyer. I'm with Ben. I think Brendan's playing a different kind of game. So I gotta go with Brendan.
Okay. Luke, how many times a day do people look at you and go, "I am your father"? I don't
About
Look into your heart.
50, 60. You
Million
know,
times.
it's tons. What's worse is I get it from my own dad a lot.
Wow. Yeah, because he probably the most wants to say it. Yeah.
Oh, he says it so much. It's a good thing I'm a Star Wars fan.
There you go. That's amazing. All right, you picked Brendan Meyer, correct, Luke? I apologize.
Yep. No, you're
Okay.
good. I like a joke.
ASG.
You know what? I'm gonna go kind of out there. I'm gonna say redeeming his season is Craig. I'm gonna take the
Okay.
Barbarian.
Wow.
Okay. Ben.
I chose Maya. Sorry.
Okay, so I think they've all took Meyer.
Oh, okay. They took my bad. I apologize. I wasn't sure. All
Or
right.
we had 2 hours
we
ago.
got-
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So let's go this quadrant. Who we got? And we'll start with ASG.
Yeah, I already said I got Bibs. This is the one I have most of like lock of anybody. I'm saying is Bibs coming out of this quadrant.
Okay. Ben.
So up until last week Thursday, I would have said Lishan and Miller, but thanks to David Del Rio, I'm going with William Bibiani.
Go. Look at that. Del Rio for the bottom half. Leo Logan. Gotcha. Eli.
I love that guy.
I see Bibbs going all the way to the semis. You got to try to stop a perfect game if you want to make sure he doesn't go there.
That's very true, and he's had a perfect game. Mr. Khan saying Tyrant gut feeling. Is that a spoiler?
No
is that a
bias.
spoiler alert, Khan? Is that a spoiler alert?
No bias there.
Luke.
I gotta go Bibbs. He's playing great, and also I honestly love watching Bibbs play, and I just think he gets better and better, and that's crazy because of how good he is.
Gotcha. You know, looking at this bracket and how I feel,
There we go.
do that.
Welcome to Spin from. Yeah.
Yes, welcome to Spin from the Real. All right.
What's up, Evan?
And our last quadrant. You got to be a shill like Shug. Absolutely. Our last quadrant. Who we got? We will start with Ben.
This one's difficult. Josh Horowitz, I guess. Quickie Mercs, and he loves the game, and he knows IG to musicals, so I'm going with Josh.
Yep. Eli.
Yeah, I didn't see a Corky Merc final, but I see a Corky Merc semifinals. Josh Horowitz for me.
Go. We got some in the chat. Horowitz, top half. Griffey Nooms. All right. I like it. Luke.
I'm going Ben Bateman. I don't know. I got a good feeling about him, and he's got to prove himself because he was going so hot at the beginning. I think Ben Bateman's got it.
All right. And ASG, let's get that hot take. You're going to say Perry Nemiroff, aren't you?
Yeah, some kind of weird requalification happens in video. No, I'll go Ben Bateman. I just gotta pick something, and I'm actually taking Ben just because Josh versus Newman. I can't make up my mind who wins that side, and then I have Bateman beating Page, so I'm just going Bateman just so I don't have to pick somebody from the other side.
All right. Well, I am calling it right here. Paige for Brady will be in the finals
Oh, wow.
of the Ultimate
Oh.
Schmoedown. She is
wow.
going to shock the world. The Boston Badass is coming for Ben Bateman. She knows that he likes Boston women, and this Boston women don't want him. She wants to take him out. Just letting you know.
Imagine a Paige Janine finals.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
Yeah.
That'd be amazing. All right. I know we're not really cutting it short, but we've been going for a while. I still got to do another show.
We're
after
running
this.
tight. Yeah.
Yeah, we're running tight. So are you guys, just a couple questions before we get out of here? How has the season been for you so far? I know AG, you've had some hot takes. But how has the season been? Do you think that this has been one of the good, great seasons? Is this been one of a letdown? Like, what is your thoughts on the season, real quick? And I'll start off with Ben. What are your thoughts so far?
This is probably my favorite season of the year. It started out with some awesome stories. I honestly can't wait to get back to some more of the storylines. I know we probably won't have them till Spectacular or next year, but I kind of wish we would have them even now. Started out with that, then some amazing matches, perfect rounds. Now it's getting harder to even get perfect rounds. Starting the Euroschmo has been amazing. I've just loved it from the beginning. I kind of, to touch on a bit of a sore topic for me, I kind of will miss how everyone talks about how great the factions are and the comradeship that we see with everyone and how they all study together. I'm gonna miss that next year.
Hopefully it's going to stay, Christian. From what the design that we're hearing about is, there is still going to be factions, but it's not going to be on the scale that we have now. So I think we're still going to have that. I had talked to I believe it was Video Drew, where she was telling us that she studied with Marisol and who was the other person for the Griffin Newman match. And that is kind of dope. Like Marisol, played her earlier, and for her to help her, they're not in the same faction. I like hearing stuff like that. Even though I agree with you, Ben, I'm going to miss the factions if they're not the same. But I like the fact that people are working together who are also competing against each other. Like, it makes it more personal. And so I understand where you're coming from. But yeah, I totally agree. What about you, Eli?
I think this season has been one of the most shocking seasons of all the Schmoedown, not just because of like all of the crazy early matches that we had, but I mean, when you look at how the rookies have been playing this season, they've been on a completely other level as previous season rookies, and then seeing rookies beat established talent, it's just, this season has been so shocking just in general. And yeah, will I miss how the factions are currently working? Yeah, but at the same time, I'm always looking forward to seeing how the next season takes something and changes it for the future. Because I was always one of the people that was a little, not anti-factions, but was thinking that the factions were taking over most of everything else. And I really, like, I love the wrestling side of it and like the storyline, and I really wanted that, but with a faction sort of this season, I felt like that was taking over more than doing the storylines. And I understand it's hard to do storylines when you can't meet face to face. I understand that. But yeah, this season has been shocking. It's been a great season, and I can't wait to see how the season ends and what we can look for in season 9, honestly.
Yeah, great take. Luke, sir, how about you?
This has been an absolute. It's a weird season I've loved the season for the matches. I think they're great. I do miss the storyline stuff. I really want to get back to those. I've got to say, it might not be my favorite. I think some of the matches have been some of my favorites, but everything has felt so inconsistent because we are in such a weird space where it's going from in studio to online, back and forth. And I think it's a good thing, and also it's a weird thing because there's just no consistency in it, where we don't like the fact that a little bit ago we're having conversations of, oh, is this in studio, non-studio? That's a weird conversation to have. So I think honestly, if I'm gonna go with favorite, like one of my favorite seasons so far, because I have loved the factions, I think last season might have been a bit stronger because they had a consistency to it. Since there's no consistency, that it's at a weird spot.
Yeah, totally understand, and I totally agree with you. I said last year that Star Wars tournament saved the Schmoedown. I will stick by to it because that was one of the best tournaments to have ever seen. But that's another topic for another day. AHG, I know you're going to go hard on this one. You've been disappointed all year. Let's talk about it.
Actually, this is my favorite season of Schmoedown, despite things that I wish were better, as definitely more of the sports guy than the storyline wrestling end of things. I have really liked how competitive these matchups have been. Yes, I can understand why and agree with a large part of the concept of contracting the league next year so that you can have more matches with individual players instead of just maybe 1 to 2 matches a year. But I've liked a large part of this faction aspect, and I really liked actually this year with free agency, the players having the autonomy to make their own teams and go to their own factions, which we really haven't seen before, of reality of making a team like Danger Zone because they want to make a team instead of whether or not some storyline or what Christian likes is what's forming the team. So I liked that concept over the past couple of years, that of managers and players making teams, and both teams as in factions and teams as in teams for themselves.
Okay, I see where you're coming from, ma'am, and you I kind of agree with you. So this has been very fun. You guys, welcome to the reaction space. I was really enjoyed talking to you all. Even though I talk to ASG like every day. Talking to Ben, Eli, and Luke, getting and watching your shows, and now getting to talk to you has been absolutely awesome. So before we go, I want all of you to plug your channels, plug what you do, let people know where to follow you, and tell them a little bit about your show. So we'll start off with you, Ben. Where can people find you? What is your show? And where can people find you so they can subscribe?
Sure. I just want to say thanks for having us. Thank you for the opportunity. You can find us at Euroschmo on YouTube, at Euroschmo on Twitter as well. We talk about the past matches. We talk about some of the news that pops up, and we also touch on. We have a prediction league that goes on, and we do promo of the week because I really love Nerd Chronic's work, and even though he gets a lot of praise, I'd love to give him more. So
that's awesome. Yeah, make sure you watch their show. It's awesome. It's a Sunday show, so it's kind of, and it's in the middle of the afternoon, and so it's because they're in England. So I think what time is it there, Ben? Right now, it's like 12 o'clock at night, isn't it?
It's
Almost 1 a.m.
nearly
Right?
2 at night.
Oh, see, look at the dedication to Schmoedown. He's up at 2 a.m. to talk about Schmoedown. Ben, it is awesome seeing you every Sunday. You, Teresa, Matt, and Liam. You guys have a great show. I really enjoy watching it, and thank you for coming on, taking the time out of your day to come on. I really appreciate it. Eli, Luke, obviously it's going to be a double promotion, but we'll start off with Eli. Where can people find you and talk about how many times you beat current champions in the Schmoedown?
Touche to that. You can find me personally on Twitter, Instagram, and on TikTok. All of them are at Mr. Eli Mack. You can follow Galaxy Geeks on Twitter at Galaxy Geeks 1. You can follow us on Instagram at Galaxy Geeks EL. Also on YouTube at Galaxy Geeks, where our main show is Into the Schmoedown Galaxy. Every Monday is pre-recorded. And then at the end of the month, usually on Tuesday, we release a interview show that we do called And Today's Special Guest, where either we interview someone from the Schmoedown or someone from the Schmoedown community. The most recent one that we had last month was with Thomas Harper. The one before that was with Gold Leader, which doing an interview with Gold Leader and then Thomas Harper the next month, it was so much fun. Just again, they weren't talking to each other, but it felt like they were. So that's what was fun. And if I want to talk about who I got beat by Robert Parker and I got beat by Kevin Smets. There you go. There's additional stuff.
Oh, wow.
Man, you have just played all the greats of the Schmoedown, haven't you?
Look, before they went to the Schmoedown, they went through me easily. Look, I fought Robert for a title. I fought Robert for a title and lost.
Look at Eli. If you ever make it to the Schmoedown, Nerd Chronic is gonna find that and he's gonna cut that out when you have to play Paula, Yama, or when they had to go through me
Easily.
Look, if Nerd Chronic ever finds that clip, if I ever get to the Schmoedown and I go up against them, I'm ready for them to retort like, "We beat you easily, though."
Luke, go ahead and promote Geeks Galaxy again, man, and all your other stuff.
All right, basically same as Eli. We keep up with Galaxy Geeks. If y'all want to go on a wild journey, go to our Into the Schmoedown Galaxy and literally watch how different the show changes every week and how much I change it. We start with a Zoom call in our first video, and we just upgrade every single week. And so that's been Eli wants to kill me because I change stuff every week.
Does it every week?
Nothing. Well, oh wait, never mind. I can't say that. But in saying that, also we do trailer reactions and movie reviews. So we've started doing that. Our trailer reactions have really picked up. Our Turning Red trailer has over 23,000 views. Our Eternals trailer that we just released this past week has over 2,000 views. I mean, the channel is really growing through our trailer reactions, so please watch them, comment, because that's been just interesting because you actually get to see a different type of person per trailer, because like we'll do a Dune reaction where the conversation is really deep and sophisticated, and I'm just like, guys, you don't have to write a full synopsis every time you comment. Come on, guys. And then that's just fandom. They do that all the time. It's interesting, but then the other ones have just been fun, and we love doing the trailer reactions. They're quick and easy, but they've really bumped up the channel. And if y'all want to watch more, interact with us, we really want to gain subscribers, grow more, especially Schmoedown fans. Like a lot of our subscribers recently have been a lot of like the trailer reactions, and that's great. But we really want to gain some Schmoedown people. That would just be so much fun.
There you go. Make sure. So if you are in the chat, make sure to go follow Geeks and Galaxy. Sorry, and
Galaxy Geeks.
Galaxy Geeks. I'm sorry. I apologize.
You're good.
I am thinking of 20 million things right now, and I see someone in the background right now. Make sure to follow both of these channels. I truly enjoy both of these channels, especially the Schmoedown parts, because I enjoy Schmoedown content, and both of y'all have some great content. ASG, I know you're a freelancer in this world. So what is your I'm always messing up names. This is how I do it.
Yeah.
Where are you at right now? Like, are you still on Reddit?
You can find me on Twitter. You can find me on Reddit, and I believe I'll be on. Speaking of Schmoedown this weekend, Jay Wade show, check that out. They're gonna have Chandru on, fresh off that championship match, whichever way it goes. So, and I've never seen Chandra at a loss for words, so I'm sure it'll be a fun show.
Yeah. Sorry, replying to 20 million messages right now. Yeah. So make sure to go hit up Jay Wade. That's another podcast. I was on there last weekend. He's awesome. He does some great stuff. You can always find ASG doing some hot takes. I love his hot takes though, and it what keeps me going because I get a little bored sometimes. But ASG throws a hot take at me, and I go, "Oh yeah, let's talk about it." But I really enjoy it. And for me, spin from the real. We are going to be doing a show in like 5 minutes. Yeah, we're going to be having a show. Unfortunately, JTE had some personal stuff come up, so he will not be here tonight. So it's just going to be me and Matt. I don't think we're going to have a guest, but we're just be talking about the matches that happened last week and talk about upcoming stuff. As right now, Chris is in the process of moving, so it's just me and Matt right now. But make sure to join us, follow us on Twitter. Also, join the Discord. We're getting it up and going right now. There's a lot of cool stuff in there. If you're into sports, if you're into movie reactions, all that stuff, join the Discord and also hit the follow button here because we do all that stuff. There's going to be some good content coming out. Sports season is about to start, so you're going to possibly see the breakup of Spin from the Real between me and Matt because I am a Steelers fan, he is a Browns fan, and we hate each other when football season starts. So get ready for that. Might even bring ASG to talk sports because that man has some hot takes and me and him get in a fight. I think we've gotten in fights a couple of times about sports. But
I'm a Niners fan, by the way.
That's why I can't stand you because you're a Niners fan. But no, make sure to once again make sure to follow all these great people on screen. They're doing an awesome job in the podcast reaction show sphere, and it was awesome once again to hanging out with you guys and talking. Hope to have you guys back on very soon again, and we'll talk more Schmoedown. And everybody who was in the chat: King Kong, Jeremy Miller, Leo Logan, Kevin, let me see, Brian. Thank you very much for coming and hanging out. We really appreciate you. And make sure to just stay right here because we're going to be doing the other show in about 2 minutes now. So we're going to get out of here. Everybody have a great night. Be safe, and we will talk to you later.
Bye, everybody.